Welcome to key information on temples of ancient Greece. Ancient Greek temples were structures dedicated to the worship of a specific deity or deities. They played a central role in Greek religious and civic life, serving as the focal point for religious rituals, festivals, and offerings, as well as communal gatherings and civic engagement. Here are some general characteristics and information about ancient Greek temples. Temples were typically situated in prominent locations within the city-state, such as atop hills or in acropolises, symbolizing the close relationship between religion, politics, and community identity. Greek temples typically followed one of three architectural orders: Doric, Ionic, or Corinthian. The Doric order is characterized by simple, sturdy columns with no base and a plain capital. The Ionic order features taller, more slender columns with distinctive volutes on the capital. The Corinthian order is the most ornate, with capitals adorned with acanthus leaves and small scrolls. Greek temples served as houses for the cult statues of the gods and goddesses to whom they were dedicated. Worshippers would bring offerings such as food, drink, or symbolic items, and perform rituals or prayers to honor the deity. Temples also hosted religious festivals and ceremonies, which were integral to ancient Greek civic and cultural life. Let's look into what's counted as the most famous temple of ancient Greece, which is undoubtedly the Parthenon. The Parthenon, located atop the Acropolis in Athens, Greece, is one of the most iconic and significant architectural marvels in both ancient Greek history and humanity history. It's the epitome of ancient Greek architecture and represents the acme of classical Greek civilization. It embodies the ideals of harmony, balance, and proportion that were central to Greek culture. Before we get to the architectural dimensions of the temple, we're going to look at some of the key facts of the Parthenon. The Parthenon was rebuilt because the temple that existed in its location before, the older Parthenon or pre-Parthenon, was destroyed when the Persian Empire attacked Athens and destroyed the Acropolis. The Parthenon's rebuilding and design was directed by Pericles, an Athenian statesman in the 5th century BCE, specifically between 447 BC and 432 BC. It was a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena, who was the patron deity of Athens. It housed a massive statue of Athena made of ivory and gold, known as the Athena Parthenos. This is the floor plan of the Parthenon. Like most ancient Greek temples, the Parthenon is rectangular in shape and consists of three main parts: the pronaos, which is the front porch; the naos or cella, which is the main chamber housing the cult statue of the deity; and the opistodomos, which is the rear porch. The Parthenon's influence extends far beyond its original purpose. Its architectural style has inspired countless buildings and structures around the world, from government buildings to banks, museums, and universities. Now, let's look into its architecture. The Parthenon is a Doric temple, characterized by its simple, sturdy columns and a gable pediment. The Parthenon was constructed primarily from Pentelic marble, which is a white color. The columns and other architectural elements were made from individual marble blocks, which were carved and fitted together. The temple measures approximately 69.5 meters long by 30.9 meters wide, with a height of 13.7 meters to the top of the pediment. It features 8 columns on the facades and 17 columns on the flanks, totaling 46 Doric columns in total. Each column is fluted, meaning it has shallow vertical grooves running its length. The columns taper slightly as they rise, a feature known as entasis, which makes the columns easier to look at. If we look into the entablature, we see that this horizontal structure resting on top of the columns consists of the architrave, frieze, and cornice. The frieze running around the exterior of the temple is decorated with relief sculptures depicting various scenes. Now, moving on to the Temple of Aphaia, which is in Aegina. The Temple of Aphaia is an ancient Greek temple located on the island of Aegina in the Saronic Gulf. The temple is situated on a hill overlooking the sea, offering stunning views of the surrounding landscape and the neighboring islands. Its strategic location likely held religious significance, as well as providing a focal point for worship. The temple was built around 500 BC, during the Archaic period of ancient Greece. The temple was dedicated to Aphaia, a local goddess who was often associated with Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and warfare. Aphaia was particularly revered on the island of Aegina. Taking a look at its architecture, we see that the temple exemplifies the distinctive features of the Doric order, a popular style in ancient Greek temple construction, and we should remember that the Parthenon also used Doric as its order. Firstly, its layout follows a classical rectangular plan, with a pronaos, which is a porch, a cella, central chamber, and opisthedomos, which is a rear porch. Same as the Parthenon, the temple is peripteral, meaning it is surrounded by a single row of columns on all sides, providing a graceful colonnade effect. The temple measures 80 meters on both sides. The columns are simple and unornamented. They are evenly spaced along the sides and as a double row at the front and back. The entablature atop the columns consists of a frieze with triglyphs and metopes. Triglyphs are rectangular blocks with 3 vertical grooves, while metopes are the spaces between them. This entablature adds a sense of order to the temple's front facade. All things considered, we've now learned both historical facts and the architectural dimension of 2 of the greatest ancient Greek temples ever built. These temples show the Greeks' architectural values as well as their civic life, and offer valuable insights into the civilization's legacy. Thank you for watching.